Hello there. Thank you for taking a moment to watch this video, and on this specific training we're going to talk about how you can take advantage of the Flows tool in Salesforce to automatically update specific fields on a record in Salesforce based off of the call outcomes that you have when you're making calls using PhoneBurner. Now hopefully you've watched the previous video where we created these 3 new custom fields on a custom object in Salesforce: last disposition, last call date and time, and number of calls. These match fields that we create automatically on the standard objects for leads and contacts, and we automatically update those fields based off of a flow that's part of the installed package in Salesforce. But when you're dealing with a custom object, obviously we can't create a flow that takes into account a custom object that is only available in your org, in which case you're going to have to create automation on your own. And so that's what this video is for, is to help you understand how to create some automation that will update those custom fields for you. Because who likes to do stuff manually, right? So let's dig into it. So obviously we've got these custom fields here. The flow builder is in setup, so we need to click on the gear in the upper right and go to setup. From setup home in the quick find, we're going to go ahead and type in flow, and we're going to click on flows for process automation, and we're going to create a new flow. Now keep in mind, I don't build flows all day long in Salesforce, so I may say some things that are a little bit off or wrong. Just remember, I'm doing my best to try to help you out here. So if I do say something that seems a little weird and you have some tips or help that you want to share with me, I am always open for any suggestions. So feel free to reach out to me and let me know how I can do things better. So in creating this specific flow that's going to update the records based off of the call outcomes, we're going to choose record triggered flow. And the reason why we're choosing record triggered flow is because every time you make a call using PhoneBurner, we're going to log a new call activity to that record. In this particular case, for our example, my custom properties object record. And so we want to trigger it every time a new task record is created. So I'm going to choose record triggered flow and click create. And the object that I'm looking at or monitoring is the task object. So we're going to go task, and you've got 2 options that will work. A record is created or a record is created or updated. You would not want to do this just for updated records because that would require you to go back and edit those tasks after they've been created before this would even trigger. So you should really only choose one of these 2 options. And in most cases, I would choose a record is created because we don't necessarily want this to run if you have to go back and edit a task after it was initially created, because you didn't actually call them again or update anything, so no reason to have it run again on an updated task. Now the next thing that I'd recommend is that we set some entry conditions. And I'm going to choose all conditions are met. Now this is optional, you don't necessarily have to do this, but the reason why I'm recommending this and showing you this is you may want to limit which tasks this runs on based off of these calls being PhoneBurner specific calls. And the way you can do that is by limiting this to run only on tasks that have a subject line that contains the word PhoneBurner. And the reason why we can do this is because every call that is logged in Salesforce to a record will always say call with PhoneBurner dash the outcome of the call. And so if we only want to update these specific fields, when a PhoneBurner call is done, we just have to limit it to only look at tasks that have PhoneBurner in the subject line, and that will keep the flow from running on any other tasks. Then the next option that we need to choose is actions and related records. So that's the option that we're going to choose here, and we're going to go ahead and save this. You can label it whatever you want. I'm going to label mine PhoneBurner call updates on property object. It's going to be specific to PhoneBurner and specific to the property object. It'll make it easier for me to understand which flow to edit if I have multiple flows that are doing similar things for different objects, right? So I'm going to go ahead and name it that way. I can give it a description if I'd like. And then I'm going to go ahead and save it. All right, so we've got some sort of error here. I'm going to ignore that one for right now. I don't think that's going to affect us. I'm pretty sure we're going to deal with that, or it's been dealt with. Not sure what's going on there. So I'm going to leave that alone. And now that I've got the start of this configured, now we need to go through and tell Salesforce what to do when a task meets this criteria. So we're going to go over here and click the little plus. And the first thing we need to do is we need to get the records that need to be updated. So I'm going to type in the word get and choose get records. And I'm going to label this get property record. And I'm getting the property record that was called using PhoneBurner so that I can then later update it. So we're going to choose for the object, we're going to choose our custom property object. And down here where it says filter property records, we're going to leave this set to all conditions are met. And the field on the left-hand side is going to be our record ID. So ID, the operator is going to be equals. And then we're going to go down here, the task record that triggered this whole thing, the task record. And we're going to go down here, I think it's down at the bottom. We're going to choose the what ID, so related to the ID, not the who ID. So if it was a contact that we're trying to update, I believe it's the who ID that we would use here, but it's the what ID whenever it's a custom object. So it should look a little bit like this. And then I can leave all the other options as is, and let's go ahead and save this for now. And then we're going to add another step. So I'm going to click on the little plus here after our get property record. And now we're going to choose update record. And I'm going to name this update property record. And the next option here, how to find records to update and set their values. This is where it's a little confusing to me. Doesn't make sense to me. So if somebody else out there knows why this is the case, I would love to get some feedback from you. But it seems like we should be able to use update records related to the task record that triggered the flow, but I've not figured out how we can do that. It seems like the what ID should be listed in here somewhere, but it's not. Maybe that's something that's going to be coming at some point with Salesforce. I know with Process Builder we were able to do it just that simply, but I haven't been able to find a way to get it to work that way here with Flow Builder, so I'm using specify conditions to identify records and set fields individually. So I'm going to go ahead and choose that. And the object that I'm looking at is my property object. And then I'm going to go down to the filter property records. I'm going to leave it set to all conditions are met. And for the field, I'm going to go to ID, record ID. Operator equals, and I'm going to use the single variable that we just created over here, right? So we just use this get property record step to get the ID of the record that was related to the task that we just called and logged an activity on. So we're going to click on this, and then we should see record ID right here. Now we have to tell Salesforce what specific fields we want to update. So I'm going to go down here to fields. And the first one I'm going to do is my number of attempted calls or number of calls. Now this one's a little tricky because we can't just put a value in there because it's going to be a value that changes depending on how many times this record has been called. And it's obviously starting at 0 right now. It's blank because they haven't been called yet. So we need to create what's called a formula to fill in this value. So I'm going to click here and I'm going to click on new resource. And the new resource type is a formula. I'm going to name it total calls property. I don't think we can have spaces in there, which is why I just typed it all together. And let's give it a description. And the data type is a number. Decimals, I don't think we need any decimals, so I'm going to remove that or put 0 in there. And so now what we need to do is we need to create a formula that's actually going to update that specific number of attempted calls field, right? So we're going to go here and we're going to look at the record that we got in the get property record. And we're looking at number of calls, right? So that's the field we want to update. And so we could probably pretty easily just do +1. But the problem with that is it's currently blank, and a blank value is not really 0, it's null, and so we have to take that into account. So we're going to build out this formula. So we're going to type in blank value. We're going to leave that field value in here. Do a comma and a 0. Close that out, and then +1. If it's a blank value, then it's a 0 +1. Otherwise, take whatever value is in here and +1. It's essentially what we're getting there. And then I'm going to go ahead and click on Check Syntax. Looks like I did it right, and let's go ahead and click Done. Now let's add another field that we want to update. And in this particular case, it's going to be the last date and time the contact was called. So let's do last call, date and time. And the value is going to be the actual date and time of the task activity. So we're going to go down here to record task. And there should be a created date in here. So we're going to choose created date. There we go. So now we're going to take the date that that task was created, and we're going to populate that into the last call, date and time field. And we're going to add one more field that we want to update. This particular update is going to be the last call outcome or last disposition. And for the value, what do we want to put in that field? We want to go to the task object again, that task record, and we want to do the call outcome. So that is call disposition, the call result. We want to take the call result that is added to that record whenever the call is logged, and we want to copy that into this field. And that's it. Let's go ahead and save this. And we're going to activate it. So now that that's activated, let's go back to our property object. Let's go back to our list. Let's select a record and begin a PhoneBurner session to the property itself. So let's go ahead and begin that session. All right, so here we are making our call. Doesn't really matter what disposition I click on. I'm going to go ahead and mark this one as no answer. That's going to end our call. I'm going to close this window. Let's go back. And right now there's nothing in there. And that's because the activity hasn't logged yet. Now, by the time I open up the record, you can see that activity has logged and the fields have been updated. So if we go back to our list view, we should see those fields are now updated with those values based off of the workflow. So now, even though you're dialing from a custom object, you can create automation that will automatically update these 3 specific fields to help you better manage and maintain your database in Salesforce after each call using PhoneBurner. Now, of course, this is just an example of 3 fields that I would recommend that you take advantage of. There may be other things that you may want to track or automatically update based off of call outcome. That's going to be up to you. There's a lot of different resources out there for you to take full advantage of the Flows tool so that you can automate even more functionality in your Salesforce account. But thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I hope this helps you and your organization get more done in less time using the power of PhoneBurner. Thanks again, and happy dialing.